So if you're starting your credit journey or dealing with credit card debt, this is the video for you. Watch this video to learn how I increased my credit score by over 150 points and how I've helped my clients and family members do the same over the years. I'm Montaneo Okoye. I'm a realtor in the Maryland, DC metro area with over 20 years of experience, and I've seen every type of credit card situation. People who have excellent credit, people who are rebuilding credit after financial hardships, and young people just starting out with no credit and trying to figure out how to start from zero. And I've also been through it myself with maxed out credit cards in college, short sale that tanked my credit score, and finally getting to the other side with an average credit score in the high 700s, and for the past decade and this year finally reaching my dream of having a credit score above 800. Recently our son came home from college for the weekend and got his very first credit card offer from Discover, and it really took me back to the day when I got my first credit card from Discover as well. I had to learn everything the hard way. So my hope is that you don't have to experience what I went through, and I'm going to break down and give you in this video exactly what I share with our son as well. You know, when I was in college, I got my first credit card, and it was really from a company that had come and set up a table on campus. And honestly, I probably signed up for the credit card just to get whatever free gift they were giving out. I didn't really even understand what it was all about. And my credit limit at the time was probably like about $250, which I maxed out pretty fast on books, food, school supplies, and emergencies. And we all know that for students, credit cards are like a lifeline, and a lot of students depend on it. But nobody really told me back then and like sat me down and explained to me what the credit cards were really for, how they work, how they could impact my credit score in the future. By the time I graduated from college, I had multiple credit cards, high balances, and no real understanding of how it was affecting my credit score. After college, I got my first full-time job and I started earning money, and I also started getting increases on my credit card limits. And I used those credit cards to go out with friends, travel, buy designer clothes, and actually now I laugh when I see like the new crop of designer baddies, because my friends and I were rocking Versace and every brand you could think of back then. Of course, we did all of that on credit. After 2 years of really maxing out my credit cards, I made a decision to really get serious about paying them off, and I did just that. I made the commitment to work at a corporate job for several years, focusing on paying down my credit cards and saving money. And that discipline really paid off for me because I was able to move back to Maryland, get into real estate, and buy my first home. It really felt like such an accomplishment. But of course, we know that life does not always go as we planned it. So in 2011, the housing market tanked, my income as a real estate agent tanked, and my property value dropped drastically for my first home. I was upside down on the mortgage and could only sell if it was a short sale. At that time, I was committed to paying all my bills on time every month, but the short sale company told me that the only way I could qualify was to miss a couple of my mortgage payments. Of course, I was devastated, but I took the advice and it severely impacted my credit score. Also, during that time, I guess the credit card companies got a wind of missing the mortgage payment, and my credit cards were reduced drastically at a time when I really needed it. But I stayed the course, sold my home, and began rebuilding my credit step by step. Eventually, I increased my credit score by over 150 points. I was able to buy several other homes, and I'm proud to say today that my credit score is well over 800. So there's a big myth that credit cards are bad. I'm here to say that they're not. They're a tool, and like a kitchen knife, in the right hands you can prepare a great meal. In the wrong hands, you're going to cause harm. So you have to know how to use it and not mismanage the credit card. If it's used wisely, credit cards can help you build your credit score. It can be a way to show proof of where you live, proof of residency, and it can also help you qualify for loans. A lot of times, if you're looking to buy a house before a bank can give you a mortgage, they want to see proof of how you have been able to handle debt in the past. So let's dive into the definition of a credit score. A credit score is a 3-digit number that represents your credit worthiness. It shows how you're likely to repay borrowed money, and these scores typically range from 300 to 850. The higher the score, the better your chances are of getting approved for loans and getting credit cards with more favorable terms. So here are my golden rules for managing credit cards and building a strong credit history. So don't carry a balance if you don't have to. I typically pay my credit cards in full every month, sometimes before the statement arrives or before the month ends. I also recommend only spending what you have or what you know you can pay off. So gone are the days of buying all of these things, paying it off bit by bit and carrying a high balance for many months. I spend on my credit card, but I need to understand where those funds are coming from. I also recommend that you keep your usage of your credit cards below 30% or less. So for an example, if you have $10,000 on the credit card, don't spend more than $3,000. And also, you don't need a million credit cards. Learn to say no to offers, even if they're offering you 20% off or they're offering you a phone or whatever it is that they offer these days. Learn to say no. Also, pay all your bills on time. Set up auto pay if you have to. Another tip is to keep older credit cards open to maintain your credit history. Also, use your credit cards monthly and make sure that you're paying them off. The other thing is, if you have any outstanding medical bills, pay them off immediately or try to dispute any errors or come to any type of settlements. Also, stay current with your credit. You can get your annual credit report at annualcreditreport.com, and you can also track your credit scores on Credit Karma, CreditWise, and other credit bureaus that are out there. And remember, these are just estimates. So just to do a recap, credit cards are not the enemy and misuse of the credit cards are. I've been the broke college student with the maxed out credit cards, the homeowner facing a short sale, and now a woman with an 800 plus credit score. I've seen these principles work for others too. One of my family members didn't even have a social security number when she got her first credit card in the United States. She paid it diligently every month and always kept her balances low. And years later, when she finally got her green card and her social security number, when she got her first official credit score, it was almost at 800. And the only reason it wasn't higher was because she didn't have a mix of credit types. And her story proves that if you consistently manage your credit well, you can build excellent credit no matter your starting point. And I'm here to say that if I can get myself out of that situation, I know that you can too. If you start early, like our son, and follow these principles, you can avoid the mistakes that I made in the past and set yourself up for lifelong financial stability. And remember, you can recover, you can rebuild, and you definitely can win. I'm Montane Okoye. I'm a real estate agent in the DC metro area. And if you have any questions about building your credit or any real estate related questions, let me know and I'm happy to help. Remember that credit cards are a tool, and if they're managed well, you can also have excellent credit in the future. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.